Oh, have mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon's ceremony. We will begin momentarily. Throughout the ceremony, you will be given cues to rise and be seated at the appropriate times. We request that all cellular phones and pagers be turned off for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you. Farewell to Master Sergeant Larry Thompson upon his retirement from the United States Air Force after 21 years of dedicated service. At this time, I'd like to welcome some of the special guests that are in attendance. Sergeant Thompson's father, William Glenn, his son Larry, and his daughters Ashley and Lauren. Also in attendance today are Sergeant Thompson's brothers and sisters, Mary, Richard, Clarence, Judy, Jacqueline, and Christopher. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel James J. Burke, Commander of 45th Medical Support Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors and playing of the national anthem.
Post the
Mr. Richard Thompson, will you please come forward to provide the invocation?
First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming. I know some people made a long trip.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The military retirement ceremony is steeped in military tradition and history. It is a milestone which very few of our nation's citizens ever experience. It is an honor bestowed upon those few who have chosen to spend the greatest portion of their adult life in service to their country, placing the nation's needs ahead of their own. Only a small percentage of Americans retire from our armed forces. Today we have the opportunity to honor the service of Master Sergeant Larry Thompson as he retires from the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen,
good morning, or actually afternoon now. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. Today we will officially retire Master Sergeant Larry Thompson from service in the United States Air Force. First of all, Larry, thank you for the honor of allowing me to officiate this special event today. You have entrusted me with a special day in your life and in the life of your family, and I take that responsibility very seriously, and I promise to you to do my best as your presiding officer today. So thank you for this honor. And I extend a warm welcome to your family, many of whom have traveled great distances to be with us today. As far away, I think, as from the Northeast, the New Jersey area, Phoenix City, Alabama, many different points. I want to welcome you to Patrick Air Force Base and the lovely Space Coast of Florida. For some of you, it may be your first time actually being here with us at the Space Coast. I want to tell you a little bit about our base. Patrick Air Force Base and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station which is about 20 miles north of here, are home to the 45th Space Wing, our parent organization. Our wing's motto is that we're the world's premier gateway to space, and everybody associated with our wing plays a part in ensuring that America maintains her technological edge by providing timely, effective space launch to both military and Army too. So, someone who is also serving the nation in our military services and in our uniform services. And in fact, I think it's a special event because today, Larry, is the first time that you've had all 7 of the family members together at one time. You've had maybe 6 together a time or two, but never could quite get them all together. And so it's a tremendously significant event to have all 7 of the siblings here today. So we welcome every single one of you. A retirement ceremony is not just about the individual who's retiring, although we will be placing a lot of focus on Larry today. More importantly, an event such as today's ceremony is a time to celebrate with others who have supported us on our journey to this point in life. So today, Larry, today is really about your family. It's about you, but it's also about your family, especially your children. Larry, who I believe is 16, Ashley 11, and Lauren 4. And we'll get to see them a little bit later on in the ceremony. I know that they and all of your family, friends, and co-workers are proud of the accomplishments in the years of service that have brought us together here today. And today is also a time when we honor the traditions of our Air Force and our military service as a whole, while reflecting on the contributions that you specifically have made to the Air Force. As an individual mobilization augmentee or reservist, or as I will refer to it, as a citizen airman, you continue the proud tradition of service that dates all the way back to the founding of our great nation. Now, as we know from Larry's biography, which you see in your programs, he was born in May 1968 in Cottonton, Alabama. His parents, Mary Ruth Thompson and William Glenn. Now, for those of you who don't know where Cottonton is located, it's near Omaha. And if you're still unsure, then it's near Eufaula. Wow. And if you still aren't quite sure, it appears, and this is just from my trying to find it on a map, it appears to be on the Georgia border, south of Columbus and east of Montgomery. Am I in the right? That's Phoenix City. I'm in the right ballpark?
Yes.
And I believe they have a warning light, not a traffic light. So that's where Larry calls home. The year he was born was 1968, and that was a significant year for our nation as we were embroiled in the Vietnam War. In fact, on the day that Larry was born, the first Battle of Saigon began. I don't know if you knew that little fact. The day you were born. Larry attended Pittsview Junior High School, and it was there that he discovered the Junior ROTC, and thus began his commitment to serving our country. Now, if you know anything about military decorations, and Staff Sergeant, I suspect that you would, you can look at an individual's ribbons and know where they've been in their career, and you know what they've done, if you know what all of this stuff means. This will be a recurring theme today. So if you know anything about military ribbons, you'll notice on the bottom row in the middle, Larry wears the basic training ribbon of the United States Army. Cool. That's because he began his career as a soldier, not as an airman. Even before graduating from high school, Larry enlisted in the U.S. Army Reserve. And the following summer, Larry attended AIT. Cool. You can add that one to the acronym book. And that's Advanced Individual Training at Fort Lee, Virginia. And there he quickly stood out among his peers by winning the Army Battalion Top Trooper Award. Cool. Larry was assigned an MOS, or a specialty code, of a 7.6 Victor, General Supply Specialist. He served the Army as a 7.6 Victor for 2 years. And then somewhere along the way, Larry made what I think is a great decision. Staff Sergeant may disagree. He decided to aim high and cross into the blue. And he transferred to active duty service in our United States Air Force, and off he went to Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. And you'll notice that Larry also wears the Air Force Basic Training ribbon, bottom row on the far left as you look at it. Upon completing the military training program, and I just have to stop there for a minute, you went through basic training twice, that's pretty great. Upon completing basic training in January of 1988, Larry began technical training as a medical administration specialist, which we used to refer to as 906 back in the good old days, and now we call it 480 at Sheppard Air Force Base, Texas. That's where most of our enlisted folks begin who were in the medical world at good old Shepherd Air Force Base. Larry had a series of active duty assignments to include Homestead Air Force Base, Florida, where he was assigned until 1991, RAF Lakenheath, where he was assigned until 1994, and Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, where he was assigned until 1998, back a little bit closer to home. During these assignments, Larry served well in many of the traditional 4AO, or Medical Administration Specialist roles, to include managing key patient administration programs, admissions and dispositions, medical evaluation boards, and unit self-inspection program. He also continued his pattern of high achievement. First, he graduated from the Airman Leadership School as the John Levittow Award winner. Now, for our civilian guests in the crowd, let me explain to you how significant that is. The Levittow Award is the highest honor that an enlisted member can receive during their professional military education. The award is named in honor of Airman John Levittow, the first Air Force enlisted member to be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. And that, again, is the highest achievement in professional military education for our enlisted members. And Larry went out and earned that during his Airman Leadership School. Additionally, he was recognized as the Airman of the Quarter on multiple occasions. He earned distinction as Non-Commissioned Officer of the Quarter and Year and was a 3-time nominee for the Air Force Medical System's Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year Award. And indeed, he has distinguished himself throughout his career. During Larry's assignment at Robins Air Force Base, he went to work in the Information Systems Office, the computers office, and that's where he really began his love of computers. He became the medical facility's first composite healthcare system administrator, managing a tremendous program there, CHCS as we know it. Thus, his military career took another direction at this point. It led him back to the reserve component so that he could pursue, on a full-time basis, a love of computers. And so in February of 1998, Larry transferred out of active duty and into the Air Force Reserves. He spent the first 2 years as a medical administration technician with an aeromedical staging facility at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, a reserve unit. Then in 1999, Larry was assigned to our 45th Medical Group right across the street here as an individual mobilization augmentee, where he has served well and faithfully for the last 7 years of his military career as a medical information systems technician. Larry certainly has had a military career packed with special achievements, as I've highlighted just a few of those in our time together this afternoon. But I'd like to take a moment in closing and recount what I consider to be Larry's most significant contribution while in military service. Again, he has had many successes indeed, which I've already described. But I'd like to take a moment and go back to 1990. Larry, that's where it all began in my mind. And you say, where what began? Well, back in 1990, Larry was there in the middle of the action when the war that we're in today first began. Global War on Terrorism did not begin on September 11th, 2001. And I know we can all remember where we were on September 11th, 2001. I certainly can. But this war that we're in today began a long time ago, on August 2nd, 1990. We all remember, like I said, where we were on September 11th, but do you really remember where you were on August 2nd, 1990? You'll notice on the bottom right, Larry wears the Kuwaiti Liberation Medal, which he earned for his service from September of 1990 through March of 1991. He also wears our National Defense Service Medal with Bronze Star device, and I believe that one is far left, third row. And this was awarded for both the period in the 1990s as well as after 9/11. And finally, he wears the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, which members of our armed forces continue to earn even today, and will continue to do so for a long time to come in the future, for those of us remaining on active duty. Going back almost 16 years, in the early morning hours of August 2nd, 1990, hundreds of Iraqi tanks rumbled across the previously peaceful desert sands of northern Kuwait. Iraqi President Saddam Hussein had ordered his forces to invade the tiny Arab emirate on his southern border following a series of disputes with Kuwait. Within 24 hours, all of Kuwait was under Iraq's control. The United Nations Security Council immediately demanded Iraq's withdrawal and imposed sanctions, but to no avail. Saddam annexed Kuwait illegally and appeared to threaten the neighboring Saudi Arabia by moving thousands of troops to Kuwait on the Saudi border. So immediately, President George H.W. Bush began working to form an international coalition against Iraq. And by mid-January of 1991, that coalition included 39 nations and a military colossus of 670,000 troops, 200 warships, and the world's most state-of-the-art military equipment. Larry was part of this military colossus. He was deployed to King Fahd Air Base in Taif, Saudi Arabia, and during his deployment, he served outside of his normal career field, a tremendous challenge, serving as a life skills or mental health technician. He stepped up to this task admirably. And of course, we all know the rest of the story. On January 16, 1991, the liberation of Kuwait began, and the world witnessed the most impressive display of military power ever known to man. This became the victory in the first battle in the global war on terror. The victory went to the United States and to our allies, and Larry, you were there supporting that war-fighting effort. Well done. Larry, you were born during the Vietnam era, served our nation in the latter stages of the Cold War, and you conclude your military career here today, having served faithfully in the global war on terror, which continues even today. And now it is time, as we discussed earlier, before we began the ceremony, for you to step aside and let this next generation of airmen pick up the guidon and march forward with the steps that you've you so proudly left behind for us. You can always take great pride in your service, especially during our nation's initial response to tyranny and terrorism. You have served in a manner that reflects our core values of integrity, service, and excellence. And your family, every single one of you, can be very proud of you as well. I say well done. So ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to present to you the true citizen airman, Master Sergeant Larry Thompson.
Thank you, Colonel Burks. Ladies and gentlemen, attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Air Force Commendation Medal, 1st Oak Leaf Cluster. Master Sergeant Larry L. Thompson distinguished himself by notorious service as Health Service Craftsman, Medical Information Service Flight, 45th Medical Support Squadron, 45th Medical Group, 45th Space Wing, Patrick Air Force Base, Florida. During this period, Sergeant Thompson demonstrated outstanding professional skill and expertise in managing an independent $12 million local access network supporting over 450 users. As an information technology manager, his diligent monitoring of 15 servers ensured unprecedented network reliability with a 99% medical system and a 99.5% network availability rate. His keen ability to determine operational needs led to the validation of increased data storage requirements and the procurement of a storage solution, increasing capacity 200% effectively, preserving data integrity. His efforts directly contributed to the Information Systems Flight being awarded the 2004 Air Force Space Command Information Systems Team of the Year. Additionally, his superior technical proficiency was instrumental in development of a critical email exchange server migration plan which permitted a complete transfer of server data within 2 hours with a minimal loss of communications resources. The distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Thompson culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Get them all?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Lieutenant Colonel Burks will now retire Sergeant Thompson. Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington, D.C., Reserve Order Number EK 4192, dated 19 April 2006. Master Sergeant Larry L. Thompson, Department of the Air Force, Headquarters Air Force Reserve Personnel Center, Denver, Colorado, effective 1 June 2006. You are relieved from current assignment, assigned to the Retired Reserve Section, and placed on the United States Air Force Reserve Retired List in the grade of Master Sergeant.
Got him? Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Members retiring from active duty are presented with a special certificate of retirement to commemorate their active duty career. Master Sergeant Thompson's certificate reads, "To all who shall see this presence, greeting. This is to certify that Master Sergeant Larry L. Thompson, having served faithfully and honorably, retired from the United States Air Force on the 1st day of June 2006. Signed, Roxanne Towner, Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, Readiness Management Group, Air Force Reserve Center, and T. Michael Mosley, General, United States Air Force Chief of Staff." In honor of Master Sergeant Larry Thompson's retirement, we have a certificate of appreciation from the President of the United States, which reads, "Master Sergeant Larry L. Thompson, I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps, and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future." Signed, George W. Bush, Commander-in-Chief. Additionally, Master Sergeant Thompson has received letters of appreciation from Brigadier General Mark H. Owen, 45th Space Wing Commander, and Colonel Gilbert R. Hanson, Commander of the 45th. Sergeant Thompson's daughters, Ashley and Lauren, will now pin the retirement pin on Sergeant Thompson. On behalf of the men and women of the 45th Medical Support Squadron, Captain Robert Corby, Commander Information Systems Flight, is presenting Sergeant Thompson with a token of appreciation.
This is just a small token of everything that you've done for the 45th Medical Group. We had to have something with the Landshark logo on it. So read it to you. It's from the Landsharks. Our motto is "No Limits." It's presented to Master Sergeant Larry L. Thompson, 18 May 1985 to 1st of June 06, in recognition of your sacrifice and service to your country. From the 45th MDSS SGSI flight, that's systems, on the occasion of your retirement from the United States Air Force. I'd just like to thank you for the opportunity to participate in this.
Now Sergeant Thompson will be presenting his son Larry with the flag flown over the nation's capital.
I just want to present this my flag to my son. I'm nervous. I always thought it was important to give people things in love before you die. And you want to share your joy with them while they're still alive. And I want to present this flag to my son so he can enjoy it. I can see him enjoy the flag. And in memory of all the times that I've served for the United States Air Force. And this is given to your son with love. Guard it, protect it. And just be the best you can be, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Master Sergeant Larry Thompson, United States Air Force, retired. Sergeant Thompson, the floor is yours.
That's a scary thought. The floor is mine. I'm a man of few words. First of all, everybody bow your head in prayer. Dear Jesus, I'd just like to give thanks for all my friends and loved ones that have come and traveled so far to Jesus to come in support of me. It just shows how much I'm cared about and loved. I'd just like to give thanks to everyone who came and joined my family, because this is a celebration, dear Jesus. This isn't about me. It's about family and celebration and giving honor in your name and this great country that we serve, dear Jesus. These things I say in your name. Amen. Okay. First, I just want to say thanks to everyone. I just prayed about that, but it meant a lot to me that all my friends came so far. I see people out here from Cottonton, Alabama, Seal, Alabama, all over, Glenville, Alabama. So it just means a lot to me. And special thanks that I give to the System Flight. I know I drove them crazy with all the changes I made in the ceremony. Captain Corby, thank you, sir. You did a great job. I apologize for getting on your nerves. Sergeant Allen, thank you for everything. And definitely I'd like to thank my friends and family. First, I would start off with my MacDill family. How you doing? Good to see you there, guys. They drove all the way across I-4 to be here, and it means a lot to me. My friend Fabian Beavers and Mike, thank you, sir, for supporting me. It means a lot to me. My Patrick family, Buzz Harvey, sir, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be standing here right now. He's the guy that brought me down here to Patrick. He said, Larry, I got a job for you. And he believed in me. And that's the one thing I want to just share with everyone is to believe in your people. I was given opportunities because people believed in me. Buzz Harvey believed I could do a job. He went to bat for me. And I got the job, and I did the job. But it took someone to believe in me. And it gave me the opportunity in order for me to stand where I am right now. So Buzz, thank you. And everybody else in the System Flight, I love you. I miss you. I always look forward to coming here. And time again, they tried to get me to transfer my reserve unit to MacDill. I said no. Why? Because it's a family here. When I come here, I feel like I'm coming back home. They welcome me, and all they want to do is talk. So the first day, all I do is talk pretty much. And I catch up with everyone. So that means a lot to me. I'd also like to give thanks to some special people in my life, and that's the mothers of my kids, Sharon and Carla. Thank you for supporting me, being a friend for me, to me, and just helping me through this ordeal. It's been trying, and I do give you thanks. It means a lot to me. My siblings. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Richard Thompson, the eldest. No, I'm sorry, Mary Thompson, the eldest. I keep forgetting about it because sometimes she's my mother. She actually raised me like my first 5 years of my life. I sometimes forget she's my sister, but the eldest Mary, then Richard Thompson, Clarence Thompson, Judy Thompson, Judy Respris Thompson, Jacqueline, Christopher, my brother Christopher over there, who meant a lot to me. I told him, I said, whatever I have to do to get you here, we would get you. Please come. Okay. He looks sharp over there. Like I said, this is the first time, I don't know if you know, that all 7 of us has been together in 12 years. So this is a very special moment to me. It just shows how much they love me, that they would come. I said, please come. Normally it's 1 or 2 people missing, but normally I'm the one, you can always count on me being there. And they know that, and in support of me, they came far and wide, and we made it happen. And another part that you don't know all 10 of us slept in a 2-bedroom apartment because we loved each other. It's been so long since we've been together that we didn't want to separate. And everyone said, no, let's just stay together. And it's all about family because, you know, that's the way we was brought up. We wasn't brought up, you know, with a lot of money. It was all about just family and love. And that's all that really matters. It's not about what you have. It's about just coming together and making the best out of the situation and just fellowship and love. So for that, I thank all of you. It means so much to me that you came here in support of me. My dad, William T.V. Glenn. It means so much to me that he's here today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you, Alice, for making him come here. I appreciate you. I see you as a blessing in my father's life. I really do. And I mean that from the depth of my heart. Thanks for all the meals that you cook for me when I come home. They said, just tell, you know, find out when he's coming and dinner's on the table. And I'll be waiting for another pot of snap beans. Like I said, my dad, we probably not always had the best relationship, but it's not where you start, it's where you end. And I appreciate you for, it's been an ongoing process and we've just been growing together just great in the last couple of years, and you call me and check on me, and that means a lot to me. You're like, boy, what are you doing? Why haven't I heard from you? And that means a lot to me, Dad. I love you. So,
excuse me, I got a bag of tricks here.
Dad, please come forward. Come on, Dad. It's all right. And I just want to give him a little token. This is U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Coyne. This is the highest rank I've held in the Air Force. And I just want to give this to him as a symbol of reflection of my military career. I'm a senior non-commissioned officer, and basically it means that you're responsible for looking after the troops. And he's my father, and I love him. And this is just a reflection I want to give him, being a father, and just being there for him when I need you. So that's to you, Dad. I love you. Thanks for coming. Okay. Here's a touching moment. I'm sorry taking so long, but I got to get this out because this means a lot to me. My mother, Mary Ruth Thompson, she isn't here today. She left us before it was time, 12 years ago. And I really wish I could see her face right here. I wish I could look and see my mother's beautiful smile. But I'm blessed because I have my sister Jackie there that has my mother's smile. And every time I see her, I think about my mom, and I feel inside my heart because she's been blessed with my mother's smile. I want to share something with you. My family don't know this, but I was up 3 o'clock in the morning. I wrote this poem. Anybody that kind of knows me, they know I love poetry. And this is what I wrote. This is in dedication to my mother, Mary Ruth Thompson. I love you, Ma. Ma, I love you. I love you for all the reasons that I didn't, but now I know. I love you for all the long hours away when I didn't understand you had to go. I love you for all the many hours spent away from us hard at work to provide a meal. I love you for all the loving whippings you gave while trying to keep me protected and still. God knows you left us way too soon, but never have I ever felt alone or lonely because I constantly felt your love, your warmth, your smile as I gazed upon the moon. As a young boy, my only desire was to make you proud of me. That's why I worked hard to bring home good grades. Larry, good grades. And sometimes straight A's, just so I could see that smile that inspired me to be all I could be. Mama, I love you with all that I am. Thanks for shaping, protecting me, teaching me what it takes to be a man. Thanks for teaching me about sacrifice and how you give of yourself for the betterment of your children. Through your life, your death, I've learned what's important and how to love unconditionally For these reasons and so many more, I realize that you do not put off until tomorrow to tell your loved ones I love you, because tomorrow isn't promised. So today, I stand before family and friends and say, I love you all. And lastly, I love you, Mom. My sister, Mary Pearl Thompson, please come forward. Like I said earlier, Mary is my mother. And she raised me until I was 5 years old. And when she left, she joined the Job Corps, right? When she was 17 years old, went off to New Jersey, and made things happen, and pretty much never came back. So at that age, I lost my mom for the first time. And my sister and brother tell you, I cried and cried and cried and cried. Where's my sister Pearl? So I just want to give her a little token. It's just something, it's a picture frame with my last official military photo. It's a clock. But it's just something I want to give you, share with you, and just tell you I love you and I appreciate you. Okay. Richard Thompson, please come forward. Stand right there. Okay, Richard, better known as Bull. Okay, everybody in my family knows Richard as Bull. Basically, everyone in my family have two names. They have a nickname and a real name. So, but I'm not calling everybody nickname. Richard's name is Bull. You can understand Bull is a strong-headed person. He's a leader. He basically is the person that controls, his territory. And he's the anointed leader of the pack. I just want to make sure I reflect what I was going to say here. And Richard is like a father to me. Okay, he's been there since I was a teenager, giving me advice, believing in me. When a teenage boy needed a role model, it was my brother Richard. There's no greater role model here than this man right here, my brother Richard Thompson. Anybody tell you that he's a man of his word? It's right or wrong.
Yep.
And I respect that. He's told me when I've done wrong, and I love him for that. Because if you tell him, you just go with what a person says, you don't love him. You got to be, love is not all about just telling a person what he needs to know. It's about just telling them the hard, tough truth.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And last night, me and my brothers, we were hard trying to get something ready from him. He kept walking out the door, I want to see what's going on. So we had to okay. But what I have here is a brick. Okay. But to you, it's a brick. Okay. To me, it's something much more greater. The story behind this brick is, this is the brick that came from my granddaddy, Big Daddy house. If anybody, everybody in my family, my granddaddy was a great man.
Yeah.
And I know my brother here respected no one greater than Big Daddy. So, and 2 years ago, I went up to my house in Cottonton. Right now, the house done caved in. Nothing left but the pillars of the brick and the steps. And I wanted something to remember that moment from in my house, me growing up in Alabama. So I threw the rubble, I pulled out this brick. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. And I just threw it somewhere for 2.5 years. And all week, and the last 2 weeks, I've been like, what am I gonna give my brother Richard? I said, the brick. So it's engraved, Big Brother, the cornerstone of our family. Just like Big Daddy, now passed down to you. You are the foundation of our family. Love always, Mary, Clarence, Judy, Jacqueline, Larry, and Christopher. I just want to give you this. I'm almost finished. Children, Larry, Lauren, Ashley, please come forward. Stand right there. Face the crowd. Okay. These are my babies. They are the reason why I live. They are the love of my life. Anybody know me? I'm passionate about my children and the love I have for them. The only thing that really matters to me is that I make a difference in their lives. My legacy that I would like to leave back is that they look back upon me and say, my dad made a difference. My dad was there for me. My dad loved me. And when I needed him, he was there for me. And that's what I want them to remember. That's what I strive to do. Often I come to my kids, I say, okay, how can I become a better father? Sometimes you just have to reevaluate yourself as parents, role models, and leaders. And I asked them, how can I become a better father? And they told me, Dad, there's nothing you can do. And that meant so much to me. So this day is not all about me, it's all about my love for my children. Because I love them so much. And I'm going to share something with you. This is something I'm going to give each one. And I'm going to read it to you. This was written by author Stephen H. Wallner. I thought it was very much appropriate. This goes to Larry, Ashley, and Lauren, my children. It reads, know this, there is not a more genuine or important message I, as a parent, have to offer. I love you and have always loved you. I've tried to show you by words, action, this love, but realize I may have fallen short of this goal at times. I have, to the best of my ability, with the work of my body, the limits of my mind, and strength of my soul, tried to give you love, shelter, and food. I have tried to give you as much of my time as possible in this hectic, hurried world. I have tried to give you fun and laughter. I've tried to give you safety and protection. You have the right to and have an obligation to give. I have tried to let you know about life pleasantries without scaring you too much. I have tried to give you as much trust as possible in an apparent untrusting world. In all my breast, my true intentions have never been to hurt you or bring any unnecessary pain to you. I've tried to be to you the best parent I could possibly be. I want you to know that for any time I have ever hurt you, disappointed you, or let you down knowingly or unknowingly, I am truly sorry. I'm sorry for my shortcomings and the mistakes I made that caused you pain. But for this, I ask for your forgiveness, only when and if you are willing to give it. Thank you for the pleasures and treasures you have given me, both deserved and not. There hasn't been anything you have done that has taken away from my unconditional love for you. Always and now, in my eyes, heart, and soul, you are to me the most beautiful bud, the loveliest bloom, and the most perfect flower. I love you from the day you were born. I love you with every breath you take. I will love you forever. Your father, Larry L. Thompson.
So sweet.
So I'd just like to present this to you. Keep this for Larry. For you, Ashley Thompson. For you, David Rowan. Okay, Larry, take a seat. Okay, I'm almost finished. Oh! All right, this is it. And this is just a small token for my daughter. I know it's customary to give out flowers, but you know, to me, flowers die. And I just want to give them a small token of a reflection of what they mean to me. This is for Ashley Thompson. It's a necklace for you. And this is for baby Lauren. And this is for you. There you go, sweetie. All right, love you. Take a seat. Okay. This brings the end to my rambling on and on and on. And I like to tell everybody, just say thank you. I apologize if I overlooked anything. I don't think I did. I see all my siblings, all my friends, everybody here. And I just like to say thank you once again. God bless you. on your safe trips back home. Please stay and fellowship and enjoy the food that was prepared. So thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's ceremony. Please rise for the departure, which already have begun, of the official party and the playing of the Air Force song. After the official party has departed, please join us for refreshments or lunch in the back of the room and to congratulate Master Sergeant Thompson and his family.